Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be installing some aluminum grab handles with integrated LED lights by Mabett. Let's get them installed and check them out.
Big thank you to Mabett for providing the product for this video. This is a set of 4 aluminum grab handles with integrated LED lights. They are heavy duty, really well made, and have 2 springs that are incorporated into the handle. You need to notice that there are 2 sizes of the handles, a short one and a long one. The short one is for the front, the long one is for the back. The wiring harness has a control module and then long enough cable to go down each side of the Bronco. You're going to need an 8mm socket for this next step. I started with the rear driver's side of the Bronco. You need to remove these 3 8mm bolts that are holding on the airbag cover. As you can see, I previously had paracord grab handles and the Mabett LED lights installed already, so I'm going to remove both of these for this install video. Carefully remove the airbag cover. Moving to the front driver's side, I've got 2 8mm bolts to remove and the grab handle that I had installed previously. You do not need to remove this airbag cover. You now have access to this panel, which allows you to easily install the wiring and remove the central reading light. I have the Mabett upgraded reading light, but it's the same process if you have the OEM light or this one. You just pop it out and unplug the harness. You now feed your wiring and that control module from the top down. You place it in that recessed area above the reading light. You then pull the harness through and connect it to the OEM plug. And then you plug in the other connector into your OEM reading light or your aftermarket reading light. Just make sure to get the orientation the correct way around. Don't push it all back together just yet. You're going to want to make sure that your wiring is securely fastened and that all your lights work. Now you can feed your wiring harness down the driver and the passenger side of the Bronco. You're now going to lay your wiring harness along the top of the airbag. The airbag's deployed down, so this is not going to be an issue at all. Look for where the holes for the grab handles are and make sure that the connection wire is in the middle of those 2 holes. You're now going to grab the handle and put the connectors together. Once they're connected, you're going to grab the airbag cover and push it in place. Pick up the grab handle and put it in place, and then insert the 2 retaining bolts. Make sure your wiring isn't pinched or too tight. Don't fully tighten the bolts down at this time. You want to make sure that these lights are working. If you open the Bronco door, that will trigger the lights and you'll see if they're working. If they are, put that rear reading light back into place. And make sure you don't pinch any of the wires or trap that control box with the clips for the light. As I mentioned, you can just open the door and that will trigger the lights. And moving on to the front driver's side grab handle, it's the same process. Connect it, put it in place, and then install the retaining bolts. Being as I still had the door open, the light illuminated right away. And here you can see just how bright those LEDs are. Just make sure you don't trap the wiring in there. Make sure it's laid down nicely. And now, as long as the lights are all working, you can tighten down those 8mm bolts. and make sure to test out your new grab handle. They're nice and strong and sturdy. You shouldn't have any issues at all. They should fold and spring back and catch on the rubber bump stop. Tighten down the bolts for the rear airbag cover as well. Don't forget that third bolt that doesn't have a grab handle attached to it. Make sure that your airbag cover is sitting flush, and then test out the rear grab handle as well. It should be nice and strong, it shouldn't move around, and then it should be spring loaded and catch on the bump stop again. Go ahead and complete the same installation steps on the passenger side. Remove the rear airbag cover, run the wiring harness along the top of the airbags, and then install the grab handles, connect the connectors, put in the retaining bolts. This is what the LED lights look like turning on from complete darkness. This is what the LED lights look like in my garage. It's completely dark and they've been turned on by opening the passenger door. It is completely dark in my garage. The only light you can see in here is coming from those LED lights. Out in the sunlight, here's a look at the grab handles finally installed. Here's a look at them with the LED lights on in direct sunlight. Here's a top-down view from above, so you can see what they look like and see how that wiring is going from the light into the airbag cover above. I do wish there was a little more protective sheathing on the wiring just so those two wires weren't exposed like that. Here you can see the protective bump stop that just limits the travel of the handle. In giving it a good test, I'm just springing the handle up, just letting it go and allowing it to spring back on itself. For recording purposes, I removed the soft top and my bimini top, but you don't have to for installation. When I put the bimini top back in place, I did have to reverse the orientation of those balls on the elastic loops. I previously had them facing down, but I had to face them up so they didn't interfere with the handles. And finally, here's a look underneath the bimini top so you can see what they look like.
As you can see, this is a very easy install. If you've seen any of my other videos for lighting installs or handle installs, you just remove those bolts along the airbag covers, and then you take those off, feed the wiring through, you have to access the rear center light, attach the harness, feed it all back in there, run the wiring down, put the covers back on, put the handles on, and you're good to go. Open the door, test the lighting, make sure they all light up. I did some garage shots so you can see in the dark just how bright these lights are. Make a huge difference in the back and the front of the Bronco. There's a link to the product in the description below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.